Hey everyone, welcome to Academy Standouts for week 11 of the 2021 summer season, the summer split. This was the semifinals weekend for Academy playoffs. So we had two series with the teams trying to qualify to Academy Worlds, or the Academy Playoffs Finals, which is both worth a lot in just the achievement in its own right, and also sets up seeding for Proving Grounds later. So let's look at, like I did last week, I'm going to look at kind of a player of the series standout for each of the two series, and I'm going to throw in a few other names who I just think performed well as a brief aside along the way on that one. So this will be a quick one, and the two players I'm going to highlight are, the series were between Cloud9 Academy and FlyQuest Academy, and then between 100 Thieves Academy and Team Liquid Academy. And the highlight players in both of those for me were the Oceanic supports. So I'm going to be talking about Isles, and I'm going to be talking about Eyla. So Isles, I feel like I've talked about both of these players a fair amount, and you're getting kind of more of the same from them. But the interesting story to me with Isles in the Cloud9 FlyQuest series was that it was a real support duel through a lot of the series. Whoever was roaming faster and harder and influencing the mid lane ahead of the other player, and these types of things. That's very much the meta right now, and Isles and Dreams went back and forth in that, and Isles came out on top a little bit more. He played Nautilus twice. He played Leona, Alistar, and he also played a Karma. The wins came on Leona, Nautilus, and Alistar. He was just all over the place, all over the map. Often when Isles has done well, King has done well, and vice versa, and they've kind of like duoed up together. I thought King was fine this series, but he wasn't as good as in the quarterfinals, and Isles managed to outshine King a little bit, so he was more of the standout for me in that series. I thought Darshan also played well for Cloud9 as kind of a secondary shout-out, and on the FlyQuest side, Johnson had really, really good series. A bit of a shame for him that he couldn't advance and his team couldn't advance. Eyla, a lot of the same kind of story. Lots of roaming, mid lane influence, moving around the map. A little bit more 5v5 focus from him, from what I saw, like what stood out to me. He played a couple of Rel games, so obviously the 5v5s, the big engages playmaking are going to be the story, and also Alistar Nautilus that way. And then he had a Braum game, a 1-0-13 deathless Braum game in Game 5 to clinch the series. He did a lot for Harry in the mid lane in a series where Ryoma really outplayed Harry through most of the series up until Game 5, when Harry kind of had his best game of the series and in the one that really mattered the most. But Eyla helped out a lot in that mid lane matchup. And just the amount of map movement he had and proactivity really was evident that he's been playing under Core JJ all year, and that I assume he's been learning a lot from him. So really good series from both of them. In this series, I thought Jenkins was also good on the Team Liquid Academy side. Bringing out his Aatrox was a bit of a series turning moment, and he was all over Tenacity pretty much in every game. Also Luger on the 100 Thieves Academy side, I thought was probably the best player for them. That was a pretty big deal for what 100 Thieves were able to bring out. So I think I'm looking forward a lot to the finals matchup, which is this week on Thursday between Cloud9 Academy, Team Liquid Academy, seeing the support duel between these two players who both coming into this season, going back to like December, you could have said either of these guys could end up on an LCS team if it works out right. And of course it worked out. They both ended up in Academy instead, but I think you can go into this coming off season and still have that kind of same storyline, other than the fact that they aren't free agents. I believe neither of them is a free agent this time, so there's going to have to be some kind of buyout involved. We'll see what happens. Whether they're able to be kind of moved up or not. A lot of other interesting stories here, seeing how it's all going to work out. And I really don't know who I expect to win this one yet. So pay attention and stay tuned for next week to see who comes out ahead and who shines as kind of the finals MVP for me. And in the meantime, we also have Academy teams, not all of them, but some of them still playing in the Proving Grounds qualifiers, trying to get into Proving Grounds itself. So I'll talk about that a little bit more next week as well. So, but for now, Isles, Eyla, great job. Oceanic support's showing up big. And thanks for watching.